Well, since it is Sunday, I guess I decided to upload this video on a Sunday. So it's Sunday. I think today is September the 3rd or 4th. Might be the 2nd. Hold on, let me make sure. Hey, man, you don't know what day. Okay, it's the 2nd. October the 2nd. In Los Angeles, in an incident that's not being talked about. And there's a very strategic reason why it's not being talked about. There's not a year that passes where the FBI doesn't report that black people are the biggest recipients of hate crimes. About 2 months ago, you may remember a situation. If you don't remember it, look it up. It's where allegedly the rapper Tyga made a video about racist Mexicans. Well, about Mexicans. The name of the video was Ay Caramba. The video never even came out. When you take a look at the video, if you can find it, Tyga is a rapper who got his own unique individual swag. But sitting dead in the middle of this video are two things that seem to be, to me, out of place. They seem like they're totally out of place. And that's Tyga, who decided to do the video dressed up in cosplay as a Mexican lead singer. You know, he's got like the black outfit with the big ridiculous hat. And then the hat was very flimsy. It was worn in a very exaggerative type way. The other part of the video pretty much had a Mexican, like a Mexican kid, or maybe a guy in his early to mid 20s or something like that, who just depicted an image of a stay-at-home, do-nothing cholo who's kind of bummed out on his mama's couch. Other than that, the, lyrics to the video and everything else was pretty cool. I could tell just by looking at that. You hear the way in which I broke it down, right? I could tell just by looking at that there's white pathology in that. There's racist white pathology in that, because what white racism specifically does is that when it victimizes you, it turns around and it does what I call it PX3 or PPP, or actually PX4, excuse me, PPPPP. It sounds funny to say P that many times, but what it means is giving power to the powerless for the purpose of persecution. In other words, making people who you're actually victimizing appear to be either one, aggressive and hostile toward you, or two, possess the ability to in some shape or way affect you. The image that you're looking at in the thumbnail is a Hispanic man that went and burnt down a physical African American church. I don't know how old this church is, but churches are generally places, especially back in the day, where black society came to organize, put things together, gather and address issues, etc. Look out for the old people in our communities, sick people, to shut out the homeless. And there's even churches that send missions to other countries, Africa, South America, etc. That is a physical act of violence and harm. And it's also you could pretty much say a war tactic, because you're knowingly getting rid of a place where another group of people organize at. These are the things that are done unto black people. And what somebody white did with Tyga is went to him and told him to appear to be a black man that's being racist toward Mexicans. And then Tyga, as a lawsuit in Los Angeles, and I talked about this previously, black workers won a off the docket, out of court settlement against systematic racism being carried out by whites and Latinos in Los Angeles. And basically these whites who stand behind these Latinos in California fuel and empower them to go out and kill black people. They're literally doing it in Compton right now in the police department. They're burning down black houses. they're killing black people. There's no telling how many black people are being just probably shot and killed in areas of Cali where nobody's there to actually, and I'm just saying, man, like if you read about people dying, man, it's motherfuckers that die every day. I'm straight up telling you, it's black people, especially black men, that are killed out in random areas every day, bro. I'm talking about it all the time. And the insane thing is how we don't talk about it. I'm going to do, since this is October, I'm going to make this crime month October. And I'm going to just cover so many of these stories. You're going to see me uploading these stories. And it's just sad. But the thing of it is that this is systemic racism, and this is basically a hostile, violent attack against black people. And what they'll do is basically complain that criminals are robbing bodegas. Whenever you tell a man, fuck you, you black nigger monkey, go home and throw a banana at him and tell him that you're going to make it to where he don't never systematically advance. And the only reason that he's even here is because of some bullshit that they're forcing him to, we're being forced to keep you here. This is the type of language that was being tossed at black workers in plants and factories and other locations that black people were working at in Cali. That's pretty much a violent, hostile work environment. And you have whites who stood behind Latinos and fueled and empowered them to do it. So many people aren't going to fight for those jobs. They're just going to end up being disenfranchised. And many people that try to go get them are not going to be hired if the purpose of the people owning certain factories and whatnot is to keep black people out. Then your application will just be thrown away. And those people ain't going to have no life. Either you're going to just sit down out there in California and look like a third world Haitian commercial with a bunch of flies and maggots and everything else just eating you alive as you sit there and allow yourself to die because nobody will let you work. Your houses have been burned and, just die. Hopefully they're hoping that you will just perish. But in the event that you don't perish, then you become a depraved criminal fighting for survival. And who the fuck gives a shit about a goddamn bodega? There's food in that bodega and I'm about to die. And to tell you the honest to God truth, the person who owns that bodega is just as disenfranchised as me and is likely to get the minimal amount of police care and concern. So I can rob that motherfucker and call it a day. Now, I don't think motherfuckers need to be out there robbing. If you're going to declare a race war, go ahead and get guns and fight for your life, But essentially, black people nationwide are being subject to these policies. And these things are happening to black people on a nationwide basis. And there is utter, abject, total silence on behalf of everybody as this is going on. And to tell you the truth, Tariq Nasheed, I think maybe he mentioned this, but he doesn't go in. He doesn't go in on the stuff that he really, 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 you would think that he would deeply go in on it. Like, how does this happen right there in your LA? Like, how? Like, how? And you aren't just live streaming, like, right there where it happened at. I don't get it. I don't get how people just so admire and follow that dude. Like, it's the lack of what he's not doing and what he's doing is making black suffering under racism entertainment and something that he's making money off of. It's a shame. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the video down. You see it. Hispanic man burns down historical black church in LA and nobody has anything to say. I'm out.